Hello all my JavaScript friends, this is TheVirtuoid, aka Mike Smith, and this is our RPG role-playing game. Now, why am I appearing to you in video form instead of, keeping behind the camera? Well, there's a very good reason for it. In my introduction, I said that I would not be doing a UI for this RPG game, that would be completely up to you. However, I have changed my mind. And the reason I changed my mind is I needed a quick and easy and convenient way to be able to test all the stuff that we are creating. And we're creating a whole bunches of stuff here. So in light of that, I decided to go old school with it. Just like we're doing old school here with all the old D&D rules that I used to play 40 years ago, we're going old school with this one, and we're going to create a CLI interface to the game. So let's take a quick look at that. So here we are at the command prompt, and all we have to do is type in node rpg.js, and there we are. Welcome to the TheVirtuoid RPG. So now basically it's just a simple little command prompt, and we can do a bunch of different things with it. Right now we can only do a few things with it because I'm programming things in there as I create. So for instance, the dice roll is ready to go. So if I wanted to roll a 3d6, this is going to create a roll command that's going to pass a 3d6 equation to our dice file, and we end up with the number 10. Let's do that again. Oh, end up with number 10 again. Let's do that again. I was about to say, if we ended up with 10 again, I was going to go hog wild there. But anyway, so you can do a roll 3d6. How about a roll of a 100-sided dice? There we go. We got a roll of 100-sided dice. Or maybe a roll of a 4-sided dice. Oh, number of sides must be greater than 1. That's because I can't type. Roll 1d4. There we go, and I got a number 3 there. You can also, with the roll one here, let's say I want to roll 3 3-sided dice. Basically 6 die 6, and that gives me a 10, a 10. I am rolling 10s all over the place here. Let's try that again. There we go, 14, 11, and 8. You can also add those 3 together. I could say roll plus 3, 3d6. And that gives me the summation of all of those numbers plus the actual rolls of the 3Ds themselves. So that's some of the things you could do with that one. The equation works, so you can do calculate 1 plus 1. That will give me a 2. We can calculate 3 times 2. That will give me, let's see, or calc, that will give me 9. We can even put dice rolls in there. For instance, we're going to make a saving roll. So we're going to roll 3 dice, 6, but we get a -3 on our saving roll. And we did not make our saving roll. Oh, bother, we've just been poisoned. But hey, that's one of the things you can do. So the idea here is I'll also be able to generate. It's not done right there. I know, generate character name equals Mike Virtuoid. The class equals, will be a fighter. And race equals human. And right now it just sits there, just spits it back out because I haven't got it implemented yet. But the idea here now is that once we get the character ready to go, which we've gotten there almost ready to go here, we can be able to generate our character here and see the outcome of all of our hard work. And then of course we can just quit or type in exit, and that will get us out of the prompt there. So let's take a very quick look at some of the code that we are using. It's very, very, very simple. This is a Node application. I have written a routine called printLine from a print text class, and we'll go through those classes here real quick. So basically I'm able to control the output of the line. And if I, for some reason, wanted to do something else besides Node and it outputted a certain different way, like to maybe a graphical UI, then I can just change printLine and be done with it. So we basically keep looping through until we say goodbye. Each routine or each function returns an object that has an exit, a value, and an error. If an error is there, we print an error. If there's a result, we print the result. And if there's an exit, we say goodbye. And once we exit, we print it out. And that's all there is to it. So there are 4 different classes that support all of this. Print text just prints text out. Process prompt, well, actually, the command prompt here, this is the actual command prompt, and we can change the prompt as we go along there. And we can expand this later on if we want to put different prompts. process prompt goes through and determines what the different tokens are for the particular prompt. You know, so for instance, if we were to go back over to our screen here, notice that when we did the generate character here, we did a -- name -- class -- race. That is what this little section does here, is it allows me to put in the different dashes, and it will accumulate what those different names are, plus the different commands that we use. And so that's what all of this does here. And yes, I did use AI to be able to do the regex. Like I have said in another video, I really suck at regular expressions, and I tried my best to do it. I spent about an hour and a half on it, and finally just gave up and asked AI, and it appropriately told me that I was stupid and said, you know, it's really simple. This is all you have to do. So we got all that done. Execute prompt's the really big one here. The idea is that we have a bunch of different routines, or these are the different commands, and then the command itself is what we import from a bunch of commands that we build. So for instance, exit and quit go to the same place. Gen and generate go to the same place. db-get is a database get, which I didn't show you here. There's my calc and there's my role. All these are imported from a command list. And then it basically just says go and just does whatever it can do. And then it'll just take roll for example here. All it does here for roll is that it passes the rest of the arguments to each one of the commands. Quit doesn't have any commands. Generate character has all of the different args. This is generate itself. I'm sorry. Generate has all the different args. There's db-get. Here's calc. So everything gets past args, and the args all figured out what needs to get done, and then we return exit a result or an error. And same thing here. Here's the exit result or error. Exit is really easy here, and then roll. You know, a little bit more to it because we had the +3 and the ×3 or whatever on there too. But that also gives us the exit result and error. So that's pretty much all there really is to it. So like I said before, I had not intended to do a UI, but once I decided to do a UI, I decided just to go old school with it. Let's see. Let's calc 3 times a 2d6 plus 7 times a 1d100 minus a 5d3 times 3 plus a 1d50 minus 5. It's 1348. Let's do it again. It's 1306. Do it again. It's 24. Oh, that was pretty nasty. Anyway, so that's all there really is to it. I just wanted to kind of get you knowing about that, because we're going to be using this once we create the character. Once we finish up the character class, which we're almost done with here, we're going to be using this UI to make it match to the character sheet itself. So again, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and happy coding. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel to view more videos. Click on the like button on this video and visit us at TheVirtuoid.com. Also, support us on Patreon, where you can get access to member-only videos. Links are down below. Again, thank you very much for watching, and keep on coding.